Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today, pause and take the time to thank a veteran for their courage, dedication, and sacrifice in service to our country.
Good morning. Welcome to the Veterans Day Strap Your Boots Raid Train, and welcome to Zoe's Treasures. My name is Tracy, and I am here with my veteran, my husband Noel. And today is all about honoring our veterans, all of our men and women who are currently serving or who have served our country. So we are just very thankful for them. And so today is just, we have a bunch of sellers lined up for this raid train, and it's just about honoring them. We're going to be selling our normal stuff, but while we're doing that, we're going to be telling little stories and kind of talking about our veterans and what they mean to us, or just whatever comes to mind about them. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to kick this right off with a giveaway. Let me go ahead and get that up and running. We have a little toy tank for a giveaway today, which I thought was fitting for Veterans Day. Let's see here. It's a little vintage metal toy tank I thought was so cute. So that is our giveaway today. I'm going to set this on our table over here. All right. And then to our first item today. And then we'll just kind of tell little stories. Good morning. Thank you, Annie's. Let's see here. Our first item up. I don't know why I put stuff way up on the top shelf.
Thank you.
Is this really awesome amber jug, amber glass vase. Love this one. I need to get in front of the camera. That might help, right? Love this one just because it's so pretty, and I'm just a huge fan of amber glass. It has an applied handle, no chips or cracks, little spout on top. Absolutely beautiful. And we're going to run that one. Let me get the time adjusted here. And that is up and going. $5 start on that. So we have some stories today. A little bit of history on us. I grew up a Navy brat, so very familiar with that life. Thanks for looking at that one. And I'll tell little stories as stuff is running. Next up, we have this really cool antique balance scale. Put the top down. This is a Fairbanks scale, nice and rusty crusty. It does still work. I don't know how accurate it is. It has some of the original paint on there, that red paint, just gorgeous. And it comes with the little plate that goes on top, or the little holder there. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one down. It's a little bit heavy, that would ship by itself, but it is beautiful. That is up and going. So as I was saying, I grew up a Navy brat. I have grandparents or grandfathers, uncles that have served in the military, Army, Marines. My uncle was actually in Vietnam. He did die in Vietnam on his 4th tour over there. So that's always been something. When we go to DC and we visit the wall, we always take a little rubbing of his name on there. I gotta pull my computer over a bit. Okay. Thanks for looking at that. Next thing we have, which ones are the 1 pounds? So these are little weights. They're actually antique, Siddons weights that go with the balance scales. So you can use them just in decor on their own, but this is a 1 pound. We have 2 of these. I think they're pretty neat to add into vignettes, or if you get multiple ones, you can stack them up. We're gonna go ahead and start that one. All right, that is up and running. Some of our rusty, crusty, kind of primitive friends may like these things. Let's see if I can get the one to go the right way. Let's see, there we go. Now you can see the one. Thank you for looking at those. I have more of these, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of move on to some other items. But if you're interested, you throw it in the chat. Always happy to take a look at those. And speaking of the chat, I know I forgot to put my coupon code in there. So let me do that. There it is. It's posted now. I always forget that every single time. I do not know why, but there is a coupon code in there. All right. We did look like possibly a pre-bid on this. Sometimes Whatnot confuses me a bit with the pre-bids. We have I call everything little. We have a glass candy dish, or crystal candy dish. This is gorgeous. It has the little birds on there. Let's see if we can get that to focus. I don't know if it's going to focus right. We're going to put it over here so we can get it to focus better, which means I have to move that heavy scale out of the way. All right, so we have the crystal candy dish, has the birds on here that are like frosted. It's just beautiful. Fill that up with some M&Ms. There is one call out on here, and that's why the price is so low. There's a little chip right there. Don't know how well you can see that, but you can put that in the back. Nobody would ever know that that chip is there. And we're going to go ahead and run that one. Up and going. Thank you for the bids. And our giveaway. Who is going to get our little tank today? Soul Antics. Congratulations. You're going to get this tank. How cool is that? And we'll also include a Zoe's Treasures duck for you. And Jen Hall, thank you so much. Crystal candy dish is going to you. Next up, these are so cool. At least I think so. And I'm going to move them all over to the other camera, but I'm going to just kind of hold it up and show you. We have a set of 6 of these. I'm selling them all together. These are Czechoslovakian, wow, I'm surprised I just said that right, spice jars. They're porcelain? Ceramic. They have the little logo, it says on the bottom, Czechoslovakian. I don't know if that's going to focus very well. But they're all the blue and white, kind of that Delft look to them. They're not Delft, but it has that blue and white look. And there's 6 of these. So let's see if we can get them all over here. You get a ginger, cloves, cinnamon. Oh, I'm glad they like the ducks. Oh, cool, Soul Antics. That is so cool that he wants to join the military. We have an allspice, a pepper, and a nutmeg. So you get all 6 of these spice containers, ceramic, beautiful. Starting bid of $10. So I was saying I grew up military, and then I ended up marrying into the military. I'm married to Coastie. Wasn't out looking to marry a military man, but you know, in his uniform, he is pretty darn handsome. So anyways, married a Coastie. My husband did 20 years Coast Guard, recently retired. Let me move these out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and look at our next item. So the military has been a big part of my life all along. All right, up next we have the perfect silver centerpiece for your holiday decor. So this is just a huge silver console bowl. On the back it says Made by Design Co. Nice oval shaped there. You can fill that up with all kinds of cool Christmassy stuff or use it for other holidays. Up and running. You see all the behind the scenes here. So over the years, my husband's told me some pretty cool stories about his time in the Coast Guard. But to start with, I'm going to give you a little background on him first before he even started the Coast Guard. We'll get the next item going and I'll tell you a little bit more. All right, we have a little pocket knife. I am not a knife expert. I don't know much about knives at all. I actually got these two knives that I have listed in a bunch of other auction stuff. but this is a Camp King pocket knife. The blades do come out. They are a little rusty, but I thought it was kind of neat still. We're going to go ahead and set it down. Let's hope that it will. There we go. And get that going. And that is up and running. It's a little dark, but you can still kind of see it. So anyways, my husband came here from Mexico. I've mentioned it before if you've been in our shows. He was born and raised in Mexico. Came over here late 20s, almost immediately joined the Coast Guard. Growing up, always wanted to be in the military. Joined the Coast Guard shortly after, shortly, it took a couple of years, but through the Coast Guard was able to become a U.S. citizen and continued in the Coast Guard. He did about 10 years active and about 8 or 10 active, about 10 reserve. Can you please run the cinnamon tin? I will do that right now. All right, this one is really neat. Let me find it and pin it. This is an old cinnamon tin. So it's pretty rare when I was looking these up. And it's the Boone Cinnamon Spice advertising tin. The pictures on it are just stunning. They're beautiful. It is rusty crusty. It does show its age. It's from around around 1910. This top part comes off. There is still some cinnamon in there. I can dump it out and clean it before I send it to you. But this comes off, and then this lid comes off too. I did not want to take this lid off because there's like little, it like twists off, and then it's where the shaker is. And I didn't want to break anything. So we're going to go ahead and run that. And that is up and going. Thanks for your pre-bid. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to get a drink of my coffee here in between telling the stories. CJ, thank you. That's going to you. Sometimes I think I talk too much, so I try to okay, let's calm down a second here. All right, let's go back. Where were we? All right, I have this item. We're putting it for $1. And I even asked my husband, I was a little nervous. I'm like, is this insensitive in any way? I'm not trying to be insensitive. But I did look it up, and they were collectible. So this is an unopened pack of the Iraq Most Wanted playing cards. I thought it was fitting for today's a day honoring our military, and this was a military war that we entered into. So we're going to go ahead and run those for $1. And I'll keep on with the story. So as I was saying, he did about 8 years active. The rest were reserves, but he got to do a lot of stuff, see a lot of cool things, fun things, had some tragic stuff happen during his time being active and reserve. One of the stories he told me that made me laugh was he was out in the boat, so again, Coast Guard, so a lot of the stuff he did happened on water. Out on the boat, they come across these guys on the bayou, legally, not illegally, dumping alligators into the bayou. And something happened with their boat, and it ended up capsizing. And here's these guys crying for help in the water, infested with the alligators that they just dumped in there. Thank goodness the Coast Guard was there, and they were able to save those guys. So that was one of his stories. I wouldn't have jumped into alligator-infested water. I don't know about you guys, but I spent enough time in Florida to know better. All right, we have a piece of ironstone here. Beautiful, black and white, which I think is just gorgeous. Sugar bowl, and it is ironstone. It says it on the bottom. It is J&G Meakin out of England, ironstone. There is one call out I saw. Where was it? There's a little chippy on here, I'm sure. I wrote it down on the thing yesterday. I could have swore. There is a small chip on the rim. Oh, there it is, right there. Don't know if you can see that. There's a little tiny, tiny chip right there. Other than that, it is in beautiful, beautiful shape. Be a great addition to your ironstone collection. We're going to get that going for $5. Thank you for your bid. He was telling me countless stories, so many stories about just coming across people or boats were sinking and stuff. There was another dog, a man and his dog. Of course, I put the dog like as the main star of the show. A man and his dog on the bayou. Thank you for your bids. And the boat was sinking and they rescued them. All things lovely. Thank you so much. That's going to you.
Welcome
And
to
all
Bronze.
things lovely, unlocked bronze. We have another piece of ironstone here. I think this is this is my last piece that I have for today's show. I have more coming in upcoming shows. So this is like an ironstone serving dish, just beautiful. It has a few little like cracks on the top, but they're not like big, thick cracks that go all the way through. Tons of crazing. I just love this. I love the flowers on there. It's also stained on the inside, which is just beautiful. And I like the floral print on that one. We're going to run that for $5. That is up and going. Thanks for your bid. While he was in service, keep talking about my veteran here, while he was serving the big hurricanes, he did a ton of hurricane cleanup because he was stationed in Texas and Florida. So Rita, Katrina, Ike, hurricane response. He corrects my language here. Angie, thank you so much. This is going to you.
On its way to you.
All right, what is next here? Let's see. Okay, we've got a piece of Fenton next. This is one of the Fenton large baskets. And I love it because it's the classic white, and you can use it for any season. I know baskets make us think of Easter, but wouldn't this be pretty with a bunch of like red and green like ornaments or something in there? The little twinkly lights. But this is the hobnail. It is in mint condition, one of the larger baskets. I'm going to knock my background over with that one. That is up and going. Thanks for your bid. So as I was saying, he's done a lot with the hurricanes and the aftermath and whatever is needed, whatever he was called to do. So that was a large part. It seems that we have hurricanes, big ones coming through more and more often now. But this was, I mean, and I'm sure he can tell you a bunch of other stories. But like, I met him, actually, so I met him 5 years before he retired, and he was not active at this time when we got together. So I don't really know the stories firsthand from when he was active duty. But I'm kind of trying to repeat them from the ones I've heard over the years. Thank you for your bids. All things lovely, thank you so much. Oh, also you guys, if you see anything that's funky with the shipping, let me know. Like if it seems like really high, I've been trying to like nail down my shipping a little bit better. But if you see something that looks outrageous, throw it in the chat so I can take a look at it. I've had one or two things that are like, whoa, that just seems weird. We have a really pretty German porcelain dish. It's the divided dish. This was a little sticker on there. I think it can come off, but I am going to just kind of point it out. Other than that, no chips or cracks. Does have the little mark from Germany on the back. It's really pretty yellow flowers on there. I'm going to set that down so you can see it from the top. There we go. We're going to run that for $5. So as I was saying, I met him during his time in the reserves, and so, you know, being with him, we didn't move around a lot. We have recently moved, but we'll get to that part of the story. But I got to experience the 1 week in a month, couple of weeks during the year, like summertime. And at that point, while I was so proud of him, I would hate it. I hate it when he goes away. So to all of our military spouses, oh, I get it. It's awful sometimes being without your loved one. Okay, up next, I have 3 settings left. So this is one place setting. And I showed this on my show the other day, and I decided to show it again because this is such pretty china for Christmas time. So what you're going to get is one complete place setting. It is 6 pieces, and I'm going to run through those pieces really quick with you here. We're going to switch over here so I can show them one at a time. So you will get the plate, and all of them have crazing. Okay, we'll do it this way. You get the plate. All of them have some level of crazing and staining, each different from the other. So, and their line, this is Leroy. It's French china from the 1920s, and this is 18 karat gold around the edges. So you're going to get a plate, a bread and butter dish, a smaller, like a dessert saucer. You get your soup bowl. You get like a teacup saucer, and you get a tiny, like a dessert bowl. So 6 pieces, one place setting, $5. Up and going. So back to the story where the part kind of picks up is more so after his service and a little bit more of what we've gone through the last 2 years, 2.5 years. LTT Fritz, thanks for your bid. Yeah, I'll do the scales. I'll do the scale next. LTT Fritz, thank you so much.
On its way to you.
I have 2 more of those place settings. If you're interested, just let me know. I'll rerun it again. But we'll move on and show the scale. But if you are interested, throw it in the chat. Happy to run the last 2. Let's go back to the scale here. All right, so I have the scale. We're going to put it up here to make it easier to show. And this actually goes like that. Okay, so you get, it is a Fairbanks scale. Rusty crusty, it does still move. Can't vouch for the accuracy of the weights on it anymore. It has some of the original red paint, just a little bit left in here. It says Fairbanks right there. And then you also get the tray that goes on top where you would hold the goods. And we're going to go ahead and run that one again. Yep. And that is up and going. Thank you so much for your bid. Thank you for your bids. So about 2 years ago, I had mentioned my husband was in reserve, so he does have a full-time job, and his job transferred him to Baltimore. We were in southern Georgia, the St. Simons Island kind of area of Georgia, just over the border from Florida, and his job moved him to Pennsylvania, or Baltimore, which, thank you so much, Robbins Relics. They'll go into you.
Welcome to bronze level.
Congratulations on that one. And you have unlocked bronze. All right, this is really neat. And maybe if you guys know anything more, you can tell me. So this to me is a replica of the larger version of the MCM Polar Bear cocktail shaker. So when I Google Lens this, took an exact, picture from many different angles because I really spent some time on this one. I kept coming up with the 7.5 inch. Yep, I'll run that one next. Let me go ahead and run this, then I'll grab that. So I kept coming up with the 7.5 inch cocktail shaker. This is not 7.5 inches. This is, I don't know, 4 inches or so. So, but it looks just like it. It's like a replica of the larger cocktail shaker. And this one opens. So it's like, what is it for a shot glass? I don't know. But it is a polar bear. It is stainless steel. I'm pretty sure it's stainless steel. Or plated. We're going to... Oh, my husband's trying to tell me. Yes, he is missing an ear. That's the call out here. So you can see we got one ear here and the other one came off. And there's a little thing to like put it on something. I don't know. I just don't know. I thought it was cool though. All right, so that's running, and then we'll get to that little blue handled thing and the chicken. Up and running. Okay, thanks for your bid. So he got transferred to Baltimore. We come up here, his job. Oh, thank you. I'll go take a look at that, Robin's Relics. So his work paid for a week trip to come up and check out, look for a home. So we pack up, bags for a week. It's myself, my husband, our daughter at that time was 11, 12. El Hinko, thank you so much. That's going to you. Okay, I'll do the 2 requests and then I'm going to look for the pre-bids. So the first one is the little blue enamel here. All right, so vintage blue and white enamelware coffee pour. This is in great shape. This is, while the enamel normally you think rusty crusty, this isn't really rusty crusty. Little spot on the bottom, little spots there. But other than that, in really great shape. We're going to go ahead and run that one. Up and going. So the 3 of us come up to the Baltimore area, southern Pennsylvania, looking for a home. We had a week. Do you ever try to find a house in a week? Crazy busy. Of course, I did a lot of research ahead of time. We get here on a Friday. Mind you, my husband had not been feeling too good for about a month ahead of time. We had just been married. We got married the month before we moved here. And he hadn't been feeling too good. So we get here. Thank you, Robin. It's going to you. Next up, we'll do the chicken. I'll get back to my story too. Let's see here. Let me find this blue chicken. I love the coloring on this guy. This is so pretty. So this is like an iridescent blue. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. Absolutely gorgeous. No chips or cracks. It is a Coddler. Not 100% sure what that is, but there you go. Imperial glass? Yes, Imperial glass. Got the little logo down there on the bottom. Love the iridescence on that. It's just stunning. Have some cool chicken stuff today too. And if I can find where it just went in my list, I will run the item here. Let me see. It literally just disappeared. Okay, hold on. I know it's here somewhere because it's pinned. Yeah, I have it pinned, but I gotta start the auction. Oh, there it is. All right, found it. And that is up and running. Thanks for your purchase from the bin. All right, I'm just flipping through see if there's any other pre-bids that I can pull up next before I continue with my story here really quick. I don't want to get to talking too much that I am ignoring what we're here to do today. Let's see. Thank you for your bid on that. And Robin, that's going to you. All right, I don't think I'm missing any other pre-bids, but if I am, throw it in the chat, please. I just did a quick little scan through. Let me put this aside for you here. All right, let's get to some of our other chicken stuff that's kind of cool. Bunny and Mrs. Butterworth, perfect. Yep, let me go to Bunny. Oh, there we go. All right. This is a little bunny on a nest, and it is a small one. You can see by the size of my hand how big it is. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. It is in mint condition, no chips or cracks on this one, and it is adorable little bunny. And it is that pink, that soft pink glass. And that is up and running. So we get up here on a Friday. He hadn't been feeling well. And I go, that Friday we go met up with our realtor, look at some houses. And by Sunday, he's been in bed in the hotel the whole weekend. I'm meeting with the realtor. We're like, what is going on? Like, he can't even get out of bed. He's so sick. Tons of back pain, just feeling awful, not being able to eat. Thank you, Robin. Okay, we have a syrup bottle here. This is our Mrs. Butterworth's syrup bottle. Very old, rusty, crusty lid on there. And then it looks like this was from the labeling that's just kind of been wore off over the years. I gave it a quick wipe down, but I didn't like scrub it or anything.
Welcome to Silver Level.
So that is where we're at with that. We're going to set her over here. I did not try to take the lid off because it was kind of rusty looking like that. So I'm like, oh, we're not going to mess with it. And that's going now. Thanks for your bid. So he's not feeling good, and right before we left to come up here to look for a house, come up to Pennsylvania, he did get some blood work done. We had been seeing doctors and such. And we get a phone call on Monday morning. So we arrived Friday, Monday morning, we get a phone call from his doctor saying, you need to take him to the emergency room. He has an absolute kidney failure at the moment. Thank you, Robin. That's going to you. And we're going to pause the story at that cliffhanger for 1 second while we go to our next item. So next on our list, let's do I'm trying to look for one of our chickens here. I want to do the big one. Here we go. All right, so we have 3 of these chicken decanters. I just thought these were the coolest things ever. So this is the big one. This is the 11.5-inch rooster, not chicken, it's a rooster decanter. Totally cool, no chips or cracks. The head comes off, it's kind of creepy. You can decapitate the rooster. And it is a shot glass. That's a little plastic liner in there, but it is a shot glass. You have the lid for your whatever type of alcohol or liquid you're putting in there. Put his head on right. I thought that was so cool if you have that type of decor. It does not even have to be filled up with anything to look cool. That is up and running. My husband says tequila. Put tequila in there. Thank you for your bid. So they call and say, he is in kidney failure, get him to the emergency room. Now, the same day we had found our house, we signed the contract on the house. We go to the emergency room that night. He is indeed in full kidney failure. They put him into the ICU immediately. And probably about 7, 8 hours later, it was in the middle of the night. Thank you, Robin. The doctor comes in for a conversation I will never forget. And he sits down and he looks at us and he says, your husband has cancer. He has lymphoma. We at this point don't know how bad it is, but he is in kidney failure and things aren't looking great at the moment. So that's kind of the start of our house hunting trip. Mind you, we're here for a week in a state we know nobody. We're living in a hotel at that moment, or thought we were visiting in a hotel for a week. Here's my husband in ICU. I've got a young kid with me. I'm like, okay. So we're going to stop there, and then we'll come back to it. I have 2 more of those decanters. The next one is a 10-inch decanter. Looks a little bit different. I like this one. It has a bigger tail feathers. And El Lingo unlocked silver tier.
Welcome to Silver Level.
And I better watch the time, too. Okay, we're good on time. This one has bigger tail feathers, which I think is kind of cool. And it has a rooster head. Now, this isn't a shot glass. The head comes off, and it's like just glass on there, so no shot glass, but it is a decanter. Go ahead and run him. 10 inches on that one. Up and going. Thanks for your bid. So we are at the hospital. Found out he has cancer. At this point, you're just trying to process. You're just like, okay. Mind you, I just signed a contract on a house. I'm like, what do we do? What does this mean? Does he keep his job? What, just what does life look like at this moment in time? We started just focusing on, okay, what's the next steps? He ended up with that, at that time, spending about 30 days straight in ICU. Thank you, Robin. It's going to you. He got put on dialysis and a ton of life-saving measures. During that 30-day time period, at least twice, the doctors told us, call his family in. He's not going to make it. Maybe he has 24 hours left, if that. So we had 2 of those moments where we're calling people in. And, we're working through this period here. I'm like, okay, well, I got to try to close on this house. We were renting in Georgia. We'd already given notice there. So he's in the ICU. Myself and my daughter are living in a hotel. We're going back and forth to Georgia, trying to coordinate with movers and pack all our stuff. We didn't have anything packed. We knew we were moving, but at that point we didn't even have a house. So, and then to top it all off, we are in the process of buying a house. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what if the lender finds out? We don't know, what does this mean? We're a 2-income household. I don't know if it's going to continue that way. Tons of questions going on in our head. All right, let's go on to our next item, and then I'll keep going with the story because I don't want to just keep talking. We have the last chicken decanter. This is the smallest one. This is the 8.5-inch tall one. Now this one the lid is a little loose on here. So it looks like at one point there probably was a plastic twist on lid, then this would have fit tighter. But this one just kind of comes off and doesn't really twist on there. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. But it is similar to the other ones. No chips or cracks. A little tiny stain on the bottom from some liquid that somebody had in it at one time. Up and running. Thanks for your purchase from the bin. So we get through the 30 days. We get the house, we move into our home. My husband comes home from the hospital for the first time. And, I'm sure all of you at one point have been brand new moving into some place with boxes everywhere, and it was just craziness. Here I have a very sick husband who hadn't even started chemo at this point. Thank you for looking at that. We have, let's see, oh, I love these. I think these are so cute. Let me show you the next thing I have here. I have these little cups that I just think are so neat. All right. These are little like rooster or chicken glasses. How cute are these things? They have like the tail feathers and the head over here and the feet. Look at the feet on there. Aren't they cute? There's 2 of them. You can even see like the wings on the side of the glasses. And there's no chips or cracks. They're in perfect condition. I think they are adorable. Thanks for your purchase from the bin. We're going to run, you get both of those, the set of 2, starting bid at $5. So back to our story. We just moved in. He would just take a downward spiral, any fever, anything that would happen, he would be back in the hospital. So we spent about the good first 4 months back and forth between hospital and just moving into our home. We have a 2-story home, and our bedroom is on the 2nd floor, and he would lay in bed and would not be able to walk down the stairs. Multiple times I would have to call the ambulance just to come and get big, strong guys to carry my husband down the stairs to get him to the hospital. Thanks for looking at those. These ones are really cool. Let me show you these. Then we'll go back to some more rooster stuff. This is a set of 4 of these. These are very MCM. These are like soup or chili mugs. And I can't hold all 4. I'll set them down so you can see all 4. But they are just so cool. No chips or cracks. You'll get all 4, and they have different color flowers, and they're all stackable. They're so fun looking. Look at that. How neat are those? So you get all 4 up and running. So finally, he starts chemo. We went through a whole year of cancer treatment. Turns out at this point, this time we had found out he had stage 4 cancer, was through lymphoma, throughout all of his bone marrow. His kidneys were affected. While he was in the ICU, he was having problems with his lungs. So anyways, we get through the initial shock of this. We have great friends who would come and help out. Thanks for looking at that. And he finally starts chemo. All right, up next is a hen on a nest. This is a milk glass, Indiana glass, hen on a nest. No chips or cracks, in mint condition. Your beautiful classic white milk glass hen on a nest. Very classic. Starting now, up and going. And finally he starts chemo. So it's about this time we start to, where did this come from? Why does he have this? And the reason I'm telling you this story is that it was finally all traced back to his time in the military, just with the exposure of the various chemicals stuff he was exposed to during the course of duty. Thank you for your bid. Turns out that that's what caused the cancer. The chemo did not work, did not kill all the cancer cells. Thank you so much, Mimi. All things lovely, that's going to you. Thank you so much. So it turns out the chemo did not do its job. Let's see. Okay, I've got another one here. Let's look at this little guy. We have two of these ones. These are little hens on a nest. These are clear glass. And I have two that are very similar. This one has the red, what's it called? The crest on top of its head, little red thing down here. The other one that I'm about to show you after this is almost identical, just no red. It's all clear glass, no chips or cracks. And that one is up and running. Thanks for your bid. So the next step, since the chemo did not work on the cancer, was to have what's called a T-cell replacement. Thanks for your purchase from the bin. And a T-cell replacement is where they harvest T-cells from your blood, send them to some super lab in California where they remanufacture these cells into like super cells, and then you get them injected back into you. Before they inject them back into you, they have to pretty much kill everything else in your body. Thank you, Robin. Going to you. We have one more. Like I said, this is pretty much identical, but it does not have the red on it. So it looks to me like it's the same kind of pattern of the hen, just no red. Mint condition. No chips or cracks. And that is up and running. So before they put the T-cells in, they have to kill everything in your body. So you go for 3 full days of intensive chemo, which makes you susceptible to everything. Thank you for your bid. And then they replace your T-cells. And it is a very intensive process. You're in the hospital for about 2 weeks. But I am happy to say, oh no, I'm sorry about your internet. I am happy to say that his T-cell replacement worked. And we have just celebrated 1 year of remission. And all things lovely, thank you so much.
On its way to you.
So in addition to celebrating Veterans Day today and his time in the service, we are also celebrating that he is 1 year cancer-free, and we are so hopeful for the future.
Welcome to Silver Level.
And all things lovely, unlock silver. Yes, it's been quite a journey, but you start to appreciate things so much more. Like it really makes you look at life a little bit differently. We have a really cool brass vase or urn. I really like this because of the really neat print on there. Yeah, you can see it on camera. All the different flowers on there. I just thought this was really pretty. How cool for Christmas to put like a big display of something coming out of this. Even could be used in other seasons. It does say made in India. There's a little sticker down there, made in India. It has been used. It's like dirty on the inside, but I'm not sure if that really matters. There are a couple dings. They're not super noticeable, but when I was taking pictures, I noticed there's like a ding or two in the metal, but it's not super noticeable. We're gonna run that one. Nice big urn or vase. Up and going. Thanks for your bid. There was, we spent a year, he had lost, before he was diagnosed, he had lost close to, I don't know, 45, 50 pounds. It was just a skeleton of himself. So he is now back healthy and moving around, and I get so excited now. I see him like bouncing down the stairs, coming to meet me to do something. And, you know, it's those little things. I look up, Deep River Rooted, thank you so much. Going to you.
On its way to you.
I look at him now sometimes like just bouncing down the stairs or something, and I'm like so thankful, because almost the whole first year during his recovery, it's like you don't get chemo or you don't get like your treatment and then, oh, you're fixed. It's not like I wake up, like when you have the flu and you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel better today. It was such a long like road in recovery to feel, sorry, because my hair is like, oh, in my face, to like get him to where he could do normal stuff, like shower without a shower chair, stand and shave, like things like that that you take for granted that he couldn't do for the longest time. So now when I see him like coming down the stairs into the living room, I'm so like happy and just thankful. Oh, Robin, I am so sorry. So sorry for your loss. It does mean, like every moment does mean something. Thank you so much for that message. All right, let's look at our other gold piece here. What time is it? Okay, we still have time. We are going to raid into River Road Thrifter. Speaking of, if you are on this train today, if you are on the Veterans Day train today, throw your emojis in, put your time in there. Any hens on the nest? Those all just sold. Yep, we just went through all of them. I have no more. They all sold. But thank you for asking. Let's see, could you run the other two sets of the Roy? I sure will. Let me run this and I'll go grab the other two sets right now. So we're gonna run this one really quick. This is a Picard vase, and it looks like it's just gold, but if we can get close enough, I don't know if we can focus in there. It's actually flowers. It's like the gold is actually all these little flowers. So there you can see them. It's just beautiful. Porcelain, you get white on the inside, little Picard on the bottom. So it's not brass, but it has that look that's kind of similar there. We're gonna run that. I'm gonna grab those other plates. That's up and running. And thank you for your bid. Deep River Rooted, thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful piece there. All right. We have two more sets of these plates. What I'm going to do, hopefully this is okay with you. So we have two sets. I'm going to combine them. I'm going to find that listing, and we're going to combine it here for a better price. And let's see. These are Leroy 1920s French china, and it is a six-piece place setting, and it's two of the place settings together there. So it is a total of 12 pieces, and I want to just edit this really quick. We're going to make it. All right, so I updated the price, two sets, $8. And again, why does my whatnot just disappear, my little, and I will run it as soon as I can find it again on my list. Okay, let's see. We're going to go this way.
On YouTube.
Here it is. No. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. It just totally lost, it just disappeared from my list. I have it pinned, so I know it didn't disappear from whatnot completely. I just do not see it to hit the run.
It's not shippable to you.
It says not shippable? That is weird. Okay. Well,
Go back and edit it.
let's see if I can go back and edit it here, because now it's giving me some weird message. We'll get this fixed, and we'll get it fixed really fast here. Let's see. I can't even find it to edit it. Okay. Yes. All right, my husband's going to look for it. We're going to move on. We'll come right back to this. We just got to fix it. For some reason, it's saying it can't be shipped now. Maybe we need to separate it back out into 2 sets. I don't know. We can still do a good deal on the price, though. All right.
I can't unpin it.
You can't unpin it. All right, let me try pin something else really quick and see if I pin something else, if it will bring this one back.
I just pinned something else.
All right, I'm going to show something else real quick while we try to fix that. We have these really cool beer mugs. Actually, you know what? Let me show you some of these older tins here because these were really neat. So I'm going to show you this one, and then we'll go to back to the china. So this one is a Davis baking powder, and it's never been opened. So probably I want to say like early 1900s, maybe mid 1900s. Never been opened, completely sealed, totally full in there. We're going to go ahead and run this one. And that is up and going. Thanks for your bid. All right, and let's see if I can find this china. Where did it go? All right, I'm just going to create a listing. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Sorry about this. We're creating a listing so we can get that china back in here because I don't know where it went. And El Hinko, thank you so much for your purchase on that. And all right, so I'm going to run this china. We're just going to kind of try to change this a little bit here, and then I'll fix the shipping on the back end.
9 minutes.
There we go. My husband's telling me we have 9 minutes. Here it is. Okay, so what this is, what we're going to do, El Hinko, thank you so much for that. All right, so it is total of 12 pieces, so it's 2 place settings there. That's what I have pinned. It's $8 for 2 place setting. It's all the pieces that you see, and those are up and running. Thank you for your bid. And I probably need to change that back from 30 seconds. I put it on 30, I never do 30. LTT Fritz, thank you so much. Those will get packaged up nice and safely to you. All right, up next, we have about 8 minutes left. We have a boric acid tin. This is another old one, original label. There is some content still in there. I can kind of feel it, and you can tell by the weight. But it has been opened because if I kind of turn the lid here, I can see that it's opened in there. So make sure that that's closed. But it is really neat. This is Pure Test Boric Acid, United Drug Company out of St. Louis. So this is another cool little one. We'll get that pinned and run. That one's pinned and it is going to run right now. Up and going. Thanks for your bid. So you guys, if you haven't bookmarked the sellers today on the Raid Train, please do so. They are either veterans themselves, spouses, children, or parents of veterans, so they all have somebody close to them that has served our country. Either is still serving or has served. El Hinko, thank you so much. We'll add this to your box. I appreciate you. So I encourage you to please go and bookmark their shows.
All aboard. Join me at the Strap Your Boots Honoring Veterans Raid Train, November 11th.
And hear their stories. They all have different stories, you know, it's kind of neat as a community on whatnot to get to know each other a little bit, you know, in a safe manner, but to hear the stories about their loved ones and honor them for this day. All right, up next, we have a Amberina Crackle Glass little bowl, ruffled edge, no chips or cracks, really pretty with the orange on the bottom and the red on top. Did have a tad bit of glow to it. Nothing, nothing spectacular on glow. It didn't light up like a Christmas tree, but it was still pretty cool. And that is up and going. And Deep River Rooted, thank you so much. Let me put this over with the other items here. All right, we still have a little bit of time. I have 2 of these mugs. I thought these were really cool, like beer mugs, but they'd be like really fun for like root beer floats or something would be good in here. And they're so pretty. So we have a clear glass one and we have an amber glass one. Not amber, sorry. Green. We have a green one. I'm going to run the clear glass one first. But look at the pattern on there. It's just such an intricate pattern. And this reminds me of one of the ones, that's just sticker residue. But there's like a plain spot here, so like you can even get it like engraved or etched or something with somebody's like monogram. I thought that would be neat. And a fun handle on there. All right, so that is up and going. We have 5 minutes left, my husband is telling me. Just enough time to show a few more items and head over to see River Road Thrifter. All of our sellers today are cross-category, so from all over. We have clothing, jewelry, vintage decor, so a little bit of a few different categories. That's always fun to meet new friends that way. All right, so up next we have some Fire King milk glass. These are the cups that have the gold around the edge. So you get 2 of the coffee or tea mugs cups and 2 of the saucers. And they are all Fire King. No chips or cracks. They're in great condition. So you get that whole set there. And that is up and running for $5 for 2 cups, 2 saucers. Let the military man sell something.
Thank you. She's doing a wonderful job. I'm just behind the scenes.
Honey, you need to come over here and sell this glass bowl. Come here.
Question.
Yes, shipping goes, it starts off with weight of the item, but for this show, I think I capped the shipping on the show to $8.77. So you'll pay for the first 5 pounds, which should be $8.77. And then after that, I'll pick up the extra on it for this show. Normally I don't do that, but on raid trains, I like to do that. It's just because in the spirit of the raid train. All right, I have this really neat console bowl. It's glass with the frosted glass. It's kind of Art Deco-y to me. I think it's so pretty. I'm trying to find it though on my list. What is it? Like, I can't find anything on Whatnot today. I do not know what is going on with me. Let's see here. Here, no. All right, you know what? We're going to let's type it in. Let's do a search the old-fashioned way. Let's see. We're going to set it down. Well, I'll locate this guy really quick here. And it's not there. Okay, why? Let me try finding it like this. And you know what? We may not be selling this today. We will. We're going to do it this way. We're going to create a very quick listing for this. Bowl, glass, as shown. No. If you guys type as shown very fast, be careful. I type in stuff that I probably shouldn't type in when I'm trying to type as shown. Little too fast. All right.
Thank you, Miss Solantix, but I have to man the cameras and the animations.
I'll make them on the next show.
Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning and a great Veterans Day.
And I still cannot find it. All right, so we're going to move on to another item. We have, you know what? We're not moving on to any item. We have 1 minute and we need to go and raid. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, listening to our stories today. Thank you for all your kind words to my husband. I so appreciate it, and I know he does too. Please, please, please hang out on the train. Encourage these other sellers, thank them for their service, and just let's spend a day honoring all of our military men and women, current and those who have served in the past. Thank you so much. We're going to go raid River Road Thrifter right now. Have a great day, everybody.
Honey, what are you doing?